Welcome. It's the 6th of June 2012. You are joining live the NIST Rainforest Summit coming from 8B, group number 1, who are going to discuss why do rainforests matter so much and what can we do about them in the future. Over to you.
Hello, I am an official from the government of Brazil. The rainforest is valuable to me because of the immense amount of potential it has to create jobs and livelihoods and increase Brazil's economy and infrastructure. As Brazil's population begins to rise, so does the number of impoverished people, making land a premium, which then allows us, the government, to give out low-interest loans and other incentives to clear forest area. Many of these loans are claimed by ranchers and loggers due to the inflation of prices. Another example of just how jobs can be created through the rainforest is the 400,000 families, example of the 400,000 families living on the eastern edge of the Amazon that depend on the babaçu plant for their livelihoods. Yes?
What exactly do you use the babaçu plant for?
It's to produce palm oil.
So basically you're cutting down the whole forest and growing these plants for palm oil?
Not true. The 400,000 families here have it's controlled production of palm oil. So it's monitored by the government and made sure that nothing is destroying the environment.
So you're for, so are you or are you not against deforestation?
The government of Brazil is doing what is in its people's, economy's, and environment's best interests.
Which is?
Whatever is in its best interests.
So you are against it, or deforestation, or?
Well, we do whatever we can in order to preserve the environment whilst still improving the unemployment problem in Brazil.
But so do you think it's worth it to cut down a lot of trees but to provide only a little amount of jobs for some people?
What private companies do is not in our jurisdiction.
Why not?
Because they're private companies, not controlled by the government.
If you take away a bunch of people's homes, is that in their interest or is that just in the economy's interest? What's more important to you, the people's interest or the economy?
Both are as equally important, but right now unemployment seems to be the biggest problem in Brazil. So that is what we'll focus on for now.
And by unemployment you mean the economy, right?
Yes. Brazil has, I'll just go back to my speech. Brazil established several policies a few years ago to pave 6,245 kilometers of road, to improve river ports, and to build hydroelectric dams. 2 of the proposed highway projects are still underway and will cut through the undeveloped core of the Amazon rainforest.
So you're taking away all that rainforest to build
Infrastructure and to develop our land.
But how does that help the animals and the people that live there?
Yeah, that would kill a lot of animals.
But it would also provide transportation for many poor and impoverished
But don't
people.
you already have some way of transportation in Brazil already?
We do, but it's not sufficient for people.
1 in 10 known species of animals live in the Amazon.
And these animals and species, they're used for they have medicinal properties that can develop your country. If it's in your country, you can use that to create medicine to make your country more developed and help the impoverished people as well.
And children.
True, but does that develop our infrastructure? We've already taken care of most of the economy. We don't need medicinal or pharmaceutical agencies doing that for us. Now all we have to focus on is infrastructure.
Yeah, but if you do that, you'll cut down a bunch of trees, and 20% of the world's oxygen comes from where you're cutting the trees, which means you're cutting the.
But we haven't cut it all down, so that doesn't mean 20% of the world's oxygen.
Yeah, but
is
you're
gone.
cutting some down, which means you're cutting a lot.
But still, people need stuff for mining as well.
Yeah, but people.
If you keep cutting down,
So how do you
you're
propose?
eventually cut down all of the trees.
Okay, so you can tell me why what I'm doing is bad, but
Do you
can you propose how I can solve this?
Yes, build a
train track around the rainforest.
Can't you have tree houses
That
or
would go
something?
into another country. It's not a land.
Talk to the other country.
Use another type of transportation.
Because then
Be
you,
diplomatic.
then you can also get the other country's people into the train, and they can help. And
There
they
are
can do that.
9 countries laying claim to the Amazon rainforest, and this railway system will be going through all 9 of them.
like build a bridge.
Through
But
what?
then you're killing.
what?
You're killing all the animals. You're killing people's livelihoods. You're killing people's food.
Wait. We're supposed to find alternatives, remember? Don't just be objective. Just like
The
think
Brazilian
of other
government has
options.
already taken steps to counter the environmental problems that you've just talked about.
And what
We've
are
done
these
this by
steps?
imposing a change in policies. Before major projects are approved, they are now subject to open discussion, public hearing, opinion, and monitoring of rainforest development. For example, a program by the name of Avança Brazil has been carefully planned and has involved various international consultants and non-governmental analysts and experts, and that projects approved for this program have had to acquire environmental license and permits, and
So,
have been
like-
designed and planned for sustainable usage of the areas involved.
I have an idea for infrastructure.
Go ahead.
Why don't you just build a highway above the forest, like wherever you have to go, like a huge highway above it?
Above the canopy.
It's like a-
Amazon.
I know it's high, but it's possible, better than cutting down like untapped resources, because that could if that's not good for the long term,
What-
isn't it? Because then
what
there are
about-
a lot of other beneficial things that those trees could be used for.
But is it necessary to cut it? Because for me, it's like mining.
So
Are there
like,
other areas in the world
You,
where
you
it's
have to
mined?
consider other people involved, the miners, loggers, ranchers, people who've become very reliant on the rainforest. You can't just take
Well, how
away
about
their
the
livelihoods.
indigenous people? They're reliant on it too. They've been living in that place for hundreds and
But they can still go there too.
Out of 10 million people that live there, now only around 200,000 people live there now.
thanks to your.
And you're gonna take away their homes, so then there's gonna
The
be
government
less.
has...
and they're
is-
part of your community. In
but
Brazil.
there's-
But after you give us, if you
30
give us
million
houses,
Don't
how are
stop.
we going to get money and food if we've never been to a proper school or we've never done anything?
The Brazilian government has proposed a project by famous architect that plans to create a scientific research center in the heart of the Amazon rainforest, in the most remote areas, which will allow the indigenous people to tour any tourist around the rainforest for its magnificent scenery, and will also allow scientists to conduct their research.
30 million people living in the Amazon depend on its services and resources.
And how many of those 30 million people have been affected by ranchers, loggers, and, well, the government?
Because when you cut down the trees, it affects them because they need those.
A number, like how many of those 30 million can you say have been affected?
Probably most of them have.
Should we introduce our jobs and everything?
Yeah.
So, my name is Namsai, and I'm a representative of a major pharmaceutical company. And our aim is to better the lives of any of those in need for medicines against illnesses, and to discover any new medicinal properties of the botanical treasures of the rainforest. So, our research has led us to believe that the deforestation that is occurring thanks to the development and everything is causing the extinction of various plant and animal species that have very important medicinal properties. And the tropical rainforest only covers 6% of the world's surface. However, 50% of the world's animal and plant species are discovered there, and a lot of these species plant and animal species can be used to benefit the people
So,
all over
wait,
the
in
world.
your process of making these medicines from the plants, are you taking the plants away from the rainforest? Because if you are making a lot, then that would also be destroying the rainforest.
But is that not better for our future? Because there are hidden cures for cancer, leukemia, and type A diabetes in the rainforest, and a lot of thousands or millions of people are dying because of these illnesses. And is it not better for us as well?
And why do you go to the rainforest? I realize that ranchers and loggers go to the rainforest because it's virtually no cost to go in there and start, farming, ranching, and logging. But if you were going to go into a more controlled area where a forest is in the property of government, you would have to pay more. Is that not true? Here, you virtually pay nothing. Is that not a reason that you go into the rainforest for?
By here, you mean like
In the Amazon rainforest, yes.
Well, yeah. Well, we can go like in a lot of places as long as there are resources, because there are like untapped resources all over in the Amazon. And by like cutting down the major part, like the chronic part of the Amazon rainforest that you were talking about to create infrastructure, you are going to be destroying a lot of plants and animal species.
And right now we have to cut to a commercial break, and we will rejoin the debate after this break.